The energy inside the El Paso Stadium felt different from the very beginning. Thousands of purple lights shimmered across the crowd like stars scattered across a midnight sky, creating a breathtaking ocean of color that stretched farther than the eye could see. Army had waited for this night with excitement and anticipation, but no one could have imagined the emotional moment that would unfold before them. The concert had already been unforgettable. Every song, every performance, and every interaction between the members had sent waves of excitement through the audience. The members of BTS appeared relaxed, happy, and completely immersed in the love surrounding them. Laughter echoed across the stage whenever they teased one another, and the fans responded with deafening cheers. As the night progressed, however, many began noticing something unusual. Jungkook seemed especially thoughtful. Although he smiled throughout the performances and delivered every note flawlessly, there were moments when cameras captured him glancing toward Taehyung. The looks were subtle, almost impossible to notice unless someone was paying close attention. Yet here was something meaningful hidden behind those expressions. Taehyung, meanwhile, looked radiant under the stage lights. His charismatic presence captivated every corner of the stadium. He moved effortlessly during performances, waving at fans and sharing playful moments with the other members. Everything appeared normal, until the talking segment arrived. The members gathered near the center of the stage to speak with the audience. One by one, they shared their thoughts about the concert, their gratitude toward fans, and the memories they had created together during the tour. The atmosphere was warm and emotional. When it became Jungkook's turn to speak, the crowd erupted into cheers. He laughed shyly as he adjusted his microphone. For a few moments, he simply looked out at the audience. Then he took a deep breath. The stadium slowly became quieter. Fans sensed something different immediately. Jungkook smiled, but there was an unmistakable sincerity in his eyes. "I've been thinking a lot lately," he began softly. The translator's voice followed shortly after, but many fans remained focused entirely on Jungkook's expression. He continued speaking. "There are people who become part of your life so naturally that you don't always realize how important they are until you stop and think about everything you've been through together." The audience listened carefully. The other BTS members also turned their attention toward him. Jungkook glanced briefly toward Taehyung. The crowd reacted instantly. Excited screams echoed throughout the stadium. Jungkook laughed nervously before continuing. "When I was younger, I relied on the members for so many things. I learned from them. I grew because of them. They helped shape who I am today." His voice remained steady, yet the emotion behind his words became increasingly evident. "And there is one person in particular." The screams grew louder. Taehyung tilted his head slightly, appearing curious about where the speech was heading. Jungkook smiled. A genuine smile. The kind that revealed affection, gratitude, and countless shared memories. "I don't think I've said this enough." The audience fell silent once more. Taehyung. The stadium exploded. Fans could barely contain their excitement. Taehyung himself looked surprised. His eyes widened slightly as he pointed toward himself in disbelief. The other members immediately began smiling, sensing the significance of the moment. Jungkook continued. "Over the years, you've always been someone I could lean on." The crowd erupted again. But Jungkook wasn't finished. "People see us laughing together, joking around, and having fun. They see the happy moments. But what they don't always see are the conversations behind the scenes." Taehyung's smile slowly softened. The playful atmosphere began transforming into something much deeper. Jungkook looked directly at him. "There were times when I was tired." His voice grew quieter. "There were times when I doubted myself." The stadium became completely silent. "And there were times when I didn't know what to do." The emotion in his words touched everyone present. "But somehow, whenever those moments happened, you were there." Taehyung lowered his gaze briefly. The cameras zoomed in. Fans watching on the giant screens noticed the subtle change in his expression. His eyes glistened under the stage lights. Jungkook continued speaking from the heart. "You never tried to impress anyone. You never tried to be someone else. You always stayed true to yourself." A smile appeared on Taehyung's face. Small, emotional, almost vulnerable. Jungkook nodded. "And honestly, I learned a lot from that." The audience responded with thunderous applause. Many fans could already feel tears forming in their own eyes. Jungkook paused for a moment. His voice trembled slightly when he spoke again. I admire you more than I've probably ever said out loud. The words hit the crowd with incredible force. The members standing nearby exchanged knowing smiles. Even they appeared touched by the sincerity of the moment. Taehyung looked away briefly as if attempting to compose himself. But his emotions were becoming increasingly difficult to hide. Jungkook wasn't delivering a speech for cameras. He wasn't creating a dramatic moment. Every word felt genuine. Every sentence carried years of friendship behind it. I know we don't always express these things, Jungkook said. We get busy. We joke around. We move on to the next schedule. He laughed softly. But I didn't want tonight to end without saying thank you. The audience erupted once more. Taehyung covered part of his face with one hand. The giant screens captured the reaction instantly. The crowd screamed louder than ever. Some fans were crying. Others hugged friends standing beside them. The emotional atmosphere spread throughout the entire stadium. Jungkook smiled warmly. Thank you for believing in me. He pointed toward Taehyung. Thank you for encouraging me. Another pause. Thank you for being someone I could trust. At that moment, Taehyung's eyes visibly filled with tears. The audience reacted immediately. A collective wave of emotion swept through the stadium. The cameras focused closely on Taehyung. Though he attempted to maintain his smile, the emotions were clearly overwhelming him. Years of memories seemed to flash across his mind. Training days, dorm life, endless schedules, victories, challenges, moments of laughter, moments of exhaustion, moments when only the members truly understood one another. All of it seemed present in that single moment. Jungkook noticed the tears forming. His own expression softened. For several seconds, neither said anything. Words were no longer necessary. The audience understood. The members understood. And most importantly, they understood each other. Eventually, Taehyung stepped forward. The crowd immediately sensed what was coming. The cheers became deafening. Without hesitation, Taehyung wrapped Jungkook in a hug. The stadium exploded. Purple lights shook throughout the audience as fans screamed, cried, and celebrated the emotional moment unfolding before them. Jungkook laughed through visible emotion. Taehyung held the embrace for several seconds. Neither seemed eager to let go. The rest of the members smiled warmly nearby. Some clapped. Others laughed. A few appeared emotional themselves. The moment felt beautifully human. Not because it was dramatic. Not because it was perfect. But because it was sincere. When the hug finally ended, Taehyung attempted to speak. The audience cheered so loudly that he had to wait several moments before continuing. He smiled through watery eyes. You really know how to surprise me. The crowd laughed. Taehyung shook his head. I wasn't prepared for that. More laughter followed. Then his voice softened. Thank you. The simple words carried enormous meaning. For a moment, he struggled to continue speaking. The emotions remained visible. Finally, he managed a smile. You've worked hard for so many years. He looked directly at Jungkook. And I'm proud of you too. The audience erupted once again. The cheers seemed endless. As the concert continued,